once again for the renegade master. Back 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 once again for the renegade master.
Hello my renegades, and we are back. And what are we back into? We are back into Love is Blind Brazil season 3 episode 3. So totally going straight into it. So you know, let's just start as we mean to go on. Do you know what I'm saying? Let's just start as we mean to go on. And again, don't watch my attire. It's my bedtime here, so I'm in my dressing gown. I'm giving you all the glory of my Marvel dressing gown because I'm a Marvel buff, okay? So enjoy it while you can. So, okay, so it starts off, as we know, between Val and Italy. Again, as I already done said from previously, Val is an absolute idiot. Like, this man really thinks he is a bully boy. He thinks he is the best thing since sliced bread. I'm telling you, I do not get people like him. I'm not going to just say just men like him, because there's women like that out there too. I just do not get people like him, to be fair. I've already said that he does not want to leave this show without actually having someone that he has asked to marry him, and Dave said yes to him. His first choice was Maria, but she gone. She and Manandro gotten. Yeah? Because Maria saw through his bullshit, but Karen not see it. Karen not see it. And as I said with Karen, I only think that she was kind of stringing Italy along because her first choice was going to be Valmir anyway. But I think she just wanted someone that she can say, I've had the pick of 2 men. I've had 2 men interested in me, not just the one that she wanted. Anyway, so we see that Italy and Val are in the men's lounge, and literally Italy pulls Val over, and basically he's telling him that he felt disrespected by him. And Val says that, you know, it wasn't his intention to fuck over a friend. But hold on a minute, dude, you're saying that, but in a breath beforehand you said you didn't give a shit, he weren't your friend. You ain't got no friends in this bitch, you know what I mean? Literally, if that was a friend, I wouldn't want no enemies like that. Let's just put it that way. He is no friend. He will try and fit in where he can get in. That's what Valmir will do. So you go back to the women's lounge, and Karen's now said that she's made up her mind on who she's going to pick. And to be honest with you, we all know who she's going to pick. We all know she's going to pick Valmir. We all knew she was going to pick Valmir. Italy did not stand a chance in that scenario, because Italy was not Karen's first choice, was never going to be Karen's first choice. From when Karen heard all the bullshit that he was going on with all the other women and the things that they were saying about him, she was the one that says she ain't going to pay that no mind because she wants to get to know who Val is. So that should tell you a lot, to be fair. See Val and Karen in the rooms together, and as she does, she chooses him. And I'm like, really, Karen? This man did not choose you. This man did not pick you. This man didn't even knew you existed. Well, knew your name, but didn't know you existed besides Maria, to be fair. This man didn't even start talking to you until Maria said no. And that seriously doesn't actually prick up your ears and give you a little bit of an alarm bell in terms of the motive of this person. Now, I am trying to reserve judgment about this man, but I just don't see it somehow. I just don't see it somehow. So then you get Italy and Karen, and then that's when Karen, like, you know, lets Italy down. I think she made the wrong decision, to be fair. I don't think she would have. I don't think her and Italy would have suited anyway. But yeah, I still think she made the wrong decision. I said Val is too full of himself. That's how I'm seeing him. This man thinks he is God's gift to women. That's how I'm seeing him, right? So now she's kind of proved his little judgment right in the fact that he goes after what he wants, and he has a way of bringing women to him, and he has a way of getting women to do what he wants. Well, he certainly got Karen to do what he wanted. What more can I say about that? Like, for real, what more can I say about that? But as again, use like let me know in the comments what you thought if you have watched the show, or in terms of just listening to me, just let me know what you thought. Danielle and Patricia. So Danielle is dating Patricia, and Daniel is also dating Danny, who aka Daniela. The vibe that I was getting from the beginning at first was he was really down and into Patricia, like really down and into Patricia, but not so much with Danny. So my thing is I thought he was going to pick Patricia when it came to the choosing, but blow me, you could have knocked me down with a pissing feather. He picked Daniela. Now, what he did in the picking phase, this is how fucked up this man is, yeah? So he goes in and talks to Patricia and has the conversation with Patricia, and it leads into a sex conversation. Now, Patricia didn't start that sex conversation, he did. So he was asking all these fucking over and overt questions to Patricia, and Patricia was just answering them honestly and openly. So then he goes back into the men's lounge and basically like, oh, he didn't like that because she started talking about sex, and basically saying that he's more of a romantic man, and that, you know, it should have been when he doesn't feel that it should be put into public fodder talking about sex. It should be just between him and his wife. I thought, is this man for real? Is he taking the piss? You literally went in there, chatted up Patricia, started the sex questions, and was quite actually vocal in the questions you were asking. And I was sitting there thinking, what the hell is going on here? Why is he being so with these questions? But Patricia, God love her, she was answering them. And then he has the audacity to say, oh, he's not going to pick her because she's too forward in regards to sex, and she brought sex up when he thought it should be private. I thought, this dude is a dickhead. Like, Daniel, you're a dickhead. Like, absolute dickhead. But you know what? Use like let me know what you think in the comments. But yeah, that was just a proper surreal moment, like a proper surreal moment. Because I'm sitting there and I'm just like, but from the person you was vibing with, now all of a sudden you not like her because you brought up the subject of sex. She answered your questions, but you not like it because you think it should be between the privacy of a man and his wife. Okay. So then he goes and speaks to Danny. And I'm just like, from how he's speaking to Danny and asking her questions, like when he asked her stance on speaking about sex and stuff, and she said, oh, it's quite private, I thought, you didn't ask that question of Patricia. And then that's when I knew this man is playing some type of fuckery game. Like, he's absolutely playing some type of fuckery game. And I don't know if in his head he was trying to work out which one of the two would be easiest to manipulate into his way of thinking, because that's how it came off to me. Which one of the two would be easy for me to manipulate in order to get them to do what I want? That's how Daniel came off to me. But as again, use like let me know in the comments and let me know what your thoughts are around it. So basically it goes back to after Danny and Danielle have spoken, it goes back to the women's lounge. So they go back to the women's lounge, and then Patricia kind of overhears the conversation in regards to what Daniel was saying around the aspect of sex, and that it should be private, yada yada yada. And Patricia's right in the fact that, you know, she was thinking, well, does a woman talking about sex, are they deemed worthless? So I think she dodged a bullet. like, seriously, I think she dodged a bullet, because the universe will work in its own mysterious way, and Patricia should not be with Danielle. So basically, from that, I think Patricia decided she wanted to talk to Daniel, and basically she went in on him. She basically went in on him, and she said that him thinking that sex is taboo, is, and to use it against her is an absolute bogus reason as to why he decided that he wouldn't be marrying her. And she was just like asking the hard questions, and he literally couldn't answer those questions. He was and then she called him sexist. Oh no, he didn't like that. He didn't like that. But the way in which he spoke about things and the way in which he said things lends to itself him being sexist, to be fair. Like, he has an expectation of how a woman should be if they are going to be his wife. And what he doesn't seem to realize is that sometimes, as we're human, people will fall short of expectations that you are thinking and expecting. He needed to let that sink in. But yeah, it was, I think, between Valmir and Daniel, them two right now are my red flags. The way that they conduct themselves, the way that they speak to women, and how they are around women, and how they were around each other, to be fair, them two are my red flags. Like, genuinely, them two are my red flags. But again, you like, let me know what you think about it. So then we move on to the 8th day of them being in the pods. Again, it goes to Karen and Val and Dan and Daniel. So basically, we all know who the couples will be from this sector. So you've got Karen and Val and Danny and Daniel, who become basically couples. They each ask each other to marry them, and they're basically couples, so they're on their way. So the full rundown of the couples are Agatha and Hainan, Danny and Daniel, Bianca and Jarbas, Val and Karen, Maria and Menandro. The honeymoons. The honeymoons, the honeymoons, the honeymoons. So, straight off the bat, Danny is in on Daniel, basically saying to him why he said to Pat that she was the sun in his constellation. So I'm just like, well, if you're that secure in the choice that you've made and the choice that he's made in picking you, why the hell are you going to bring up the other woman for? Why have you got to bring up Patricia for? It makes no sense to me. At the end of the day, what these people are not realizing, that in them pods, they're dating. It's a dating pool. That's what it is. It's a dating pool. So each person, if they're not as stupid as Valmir, will be saying different things to different women in order to get the reaction that they're seeking for and to see where it will go. So Danny asking that question was moot point, because at the end of the day, you're on the honeymoon with the man. He literally chose you, so why are you festered or bothered about it, to be fair? Just carry on with your day. So you got Maria and Menandro, and they're actually getting on with each other. But Maria, again, another one, keeps going back to the conversation of Menandro's baby mother and asking him what his relationship is like with her. And he's just open and honest. At the end of the day, they have a good relationship. At the end of the day, what these women and these men need to realise, that each and every person in there has had a history, has had some type of history. Do you know what I mean? Before they went in there, before they met them. So I don't know where that kind of questioning is going to get them. They have a good relationship. So yes, that is another person you're going to have to contend with, because his daughter is his world and he gets on with his daughter's mother, which is actually quite healthy. You don't see it all the time when it comes to exes, but that is healthy. Stop questioning it. You get to Karen and Val, and already Valmir's on 10 toes down, freaking sex, what they're gonna do, when they're gonna do it. And it's kind of cringy when Velmia actually throws Karen onto the bed and does some kind of little growl. And then, I don't know. I just don't know, Velmia. He just does not look like that he would give good sex. He literally looks like a wham bam funky man. That is literally how I see it. He literally looks like a wham bam funky man, and that Karen will be left wanting more. I'm sorry, right now I just don't like the man. He's just pinging off all types of sensory overload that is quite uncomfortable. I just don't like him. I don't. I really don't. And then you got Bianca and Jabez, who are also getting along well with each other. They're quite sappy soppy. That's what I'm calling them, sappy soppy. Because it's always I love yous and the and I just, because I kind of know that, you know, this is literally the honeymoon phase. Yes, they're on a honeymoon, but this is literally the honeymoon phase. It's then how they operate when they get to the self-contained flats, even though I still think it's a little bit protected when they get into self-contained flats. But the thing of it is, it's then opened up a little bit to the outside world. Like, they get their phones back. You've got friends that will become involved. You've got family members that will come involved. So all of that happens. And also, if they work, they'll be going out to jobs, and then it's how the other person can entertain themselves and all of that being brought in and seeing how they can actually make it work. So then you've got Agatha and Hainan, and again, discussions about past relationships for Hainan, and because of the fact that his last relationship was 4 months ago. And I'm just like, the man still chose you. He's managed to come on this show. He's showing what he wants to do, and he still chose you. You can't let his past relationships, or how long his relationship has been, be a hang up, because it's literally going to fester and get bigger, and then it's literally going to impact on your relationship on a whole, and you probably won't be able to surmount the big old giant hole that you're going to put in the middle of it by the constant questions. At the end of the day, you have to see, she's had a past, Hainan's had a past, all of them have had a past. That's how you've got to see it. It doesn't bode well when you keep asking about the man's past relationships. You weren't there, you weren't with him, so jump over that mountain and let it go. Leave it in the bloody past where it should be. So then we get to the night, and again, why am I watching people having sex for? Why? We know that there's gonna be a possibility that it happens, but I don't understand why, when the lights go out, these night cameras click on. Why have you got cameras in the people in bedroom for? Why have you got cameras in the people in bedroom? Because it's like nothing is left to the imagination. You know what's going on, you know what's going to happen, but it's kind of like nothing is left to the imagination. And I'm kind of like, for me, if I was in that scenario, I'd be revved up to do things with my partner, but then I'll be conscious of the freaking cameras, because I'm sure they must hear them freaking whirring, and they know that they're in there. So yeah, but you like let me know what you think. So basically, all of them got it in. All of them got it in except for Danny and Danielle. I keep calling him Danielle. His name's Daniel. Except for Danny and Daniel. Daniel was putting it on her though. Ain't gonna lie. He was trying, but as I said, Maria was conscious of the cameras, and it only got so far before she put the brakes on. You could tell he was not happy with that. And my thing is hold on, Daniel, ain't you the person that said that this needed to stay private and between you and the person you was going to choose as your wife? Where's that reasoning gone now? Because you're all gung-ho to do this shit on camera right now. So, yeah, which one was it? So then all the couples finish doing what they do. So Velmia, as they did in the men's lounge, because they howl, they howl. They're dudes, they howl. So as they did in the men's lounge, they made a pact that they would howl to the moon if they got their away. So who you guess goes first? Valmir. Of course Valmir goes first. And then all of them hear it. So then you got Jarbus then runs out. You got Hanan runs out. And you've got Daniel runs out. And their partners are loving it. They think it's absolutely freaking hilarious. So why you got Maria and Menandro sit there on the bed, and Maria say, "You're not going to do that, are you?" Now Menandro says, "No, I'm not going to. It just was a pact between us at the point, but I didn't think I was going to join in anyway." So Menandro's already said that. So why does Maria then have to say, "You are not going out there to howl"? I'm like, excuse me, don't tell him what to do. He's a grown-ass adult. He's a grown-ass man. He don't need you to monitor his movements, because if he wanted to go fucking howl at the moon, then he would go fucking howl at the moon with the rest of them at the end of the day. So I thought that was uncalled for of Maria to do. But as again, my dears, we have come to the end of that episode, and then we'll be on episode 4. I do know, as today is the 14th, that the rest of the episodes are out. But what I wanted to do was get episode 3 and episode 4 done first, and then I'll go into watching the rest of the episodes, and then I'll be back. So as I always say, my renegades, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that notification button so you know when I do my next video. Comment, share, whatever you need to do, but come back and let's talk. Peace out.